Hey guys, Omerko here, self-taught web developer. In today's video we will create something more interesting. As it is October and Halloween is close, we will create a spooky CSS drawing of Halloween pumpkin. Please make sure to be subscribed to the channel, as in future there will be much more web development videos. Let's now jump into coding. So here we are now with our structure for our pumpkin. We will first have a main wrapper that will contain the pumpkin itself, then the inner wrapper that will contain all the segments inside of the pumpkin. For example, this segment will be the pumpkin texture, then we will have the root, left, right eye, nose, mouth and the teeth. So for our CSS, I just have that body that is background black. So it will give us that dark look, right? I will first code wrapper here, the main wrapper of our pumpkin itself. So I will grab my pumpkin wrapper. So this is the same class as this one here, right? Let me check this. Yes, so first thing that I wish to do, I will put my pumpkin inside of in the center of my page, right? So I will put position absolute on it. Top will be 50% and left will be 50%. My pumpkin will have a width of 300 pixels. You could put your own widths, heights and pixels that we will have here, but I am going with this. So height will be 200. Your metrics could be different, but mine are like this. So I will use the background color and border. So background color will be orange and border that I will have around that pumpkin will be darker orange. If I refresh, okay, I have this 50 here, I should put percentage. Yeah, now it's fine. So it is moved 50% from the top, 50% from the left side, but this corner here is in center. As you could see, there is an orange color and the border is darker orange. So let me put this, transform and translate x by minus 50%. So it will transform it by minus 50% of the width and of the height. So the whole content, the whole pumpkin here will be in center. So I will also translate epsilon by minus 50%. So there it is, right? Now I will put some border radius. It will be 70% slash 110%. Okay, so why slash here? If I use it like this, right, without slash 70% and 110, it will put 70% to the top radius and the bottom radius, but for the left and right side it will be 110, 110%. If I put it as slash here, for all the sides it will put the radius to start at 70% and at the middle of it to become like 110%. So it will create that pumpkin look, right? As you can see. Also, now I will put my let me put my z index here. Z index should be 1, as I will have that root that will be z indexed back to back of the pumpkin. We will come to it later. Also, I will have my box shadow around the pumpkin. The box shadow should be red a bit, so it will create the orange shadow inside of the pumpkin and it will create the red shadow outside of the pumpkin. So you could see that orange shadow is coming to the inside and red is coming to the outside of the pumpkin, right? Now that we have this done, I will move myself to the inner wrapper. So I will inner wrapper. Let me grab the class of it. This inner wrapper will contain every segment inside of the pumpkin. So it will be just position relative, and width will be 100% and height will be 100%. So it will take the whole width and height of the pumpkin wrapper, right? And it is positioned relative, as those segments inside like nose, eyes will be positioned absolute. So it will contain our segments inside. If I refresh the page, nothing will change. Now I will jump on pumpkin itself. So the pumpkin structure of it, right? I will grab my pumpkin class and here I will first put position to it absolute, and bottom will be -5 pixel, and left side I will put to 75 pixel, right? So it will be moved from the left side 75 pixel, and it will be -5 pixel for the bottom to take border here, right? So if I don't put this -5, that texture will come from this point, but if I put -5, it will come from this point. So I will put the width to it. Width will be 150 pixel, and height will be 198 pixel. Why with 150 pixel? To take the half of this pumpkin, and the height it should be 200 pixels, but we don't wish to come all the way here with this shadow and stuff like that, so I will move a little bit down. You will see it. So now I will put the border to it. So as I will work with the borders here, I will put the border to bottom and border to top to 6 pixels. So now if I refresh my page, you can see that there is a border at the top and there is a bottom at the bottom, right? So I will just now put the border radius same as the pumpkin itself, and we will have that texture off of it. So I will copy my border radius and I will paste it 70 and 110, and you can see there it is, right? That is one part of the texture. We will have one more a little bit around here. So I will use also the same texture, pumpkin, but I will use before element on it, and the before element should have the content, but it will be empty. Position will be absolute. Well, the bottom will be -5. It is similar to the pumpkin texture itself. So left side will not be 75%. It will not come from here. It will be well -50%. So it should start somewhere around here. So -50 pixel, not percent. Sorry. I will display that as block, and height will be the same 198 pixel, and width for this, as it will take the wider segment, it will be 250 pixel. If I refresh the page, there is nothing on it, obviously, because I don't have borders. So I will put my borders here. There it is. They are wider, obviously, and I need also to put this border radius. So there it is. There is that texture of a pumpkin. Now I will jump on that root that we will have here, that green root. So root, it should be positioned absolute. It will be on left side 50%, and the top it won't be to 0, it will be -35 pixels, so it will go up a little bit, right? So height of the root will be 35 pixel, and width will be 15 pixel. Let me color it. I will put the background color on it, dark gray. So when I refresh the page, you could see that root here. So I will put the border radius first. Border radius, it will be 30% for the top left, and then will be 20% to the top right. We will have 70% bottom right and 10% the bottom left. So if I refresh the page, there it is. It looks a bit like a root. So I will also rotate a bit to the right side. So I will put rotate. I will put transform. It will be rotate and 10 degrees. Now, yeah, like that. I will put Z index. As I mentioned, I have Z index on my pumpkin 1. I will put this one to -1. So it will go behind the pumpkin, right? And I will put also box shadow. Box shadow should be green as it is. So there it is. Now we are jumping to segments inside of a pumpkin, like left and right eye. So I will first work with the left eye. I will grab my left eye from my HTML. Position will be absolute. Then top side will be 40 pixel moved from the top, and the left side, as it is a left eye, it should come from left side, it will be 65 pixel. Also width, let me just put to 0, and height also to 0, as I will work here with the borders. So borders here, this should look strange to you, but it will have sense soon. I will copy my borders here, so you could see that there is a border top, border bottom, border right. If I refresh my page, there it is, you could see. There is that triangle that you could see. If I, for example, let's say that I remove this border to bottom. If I refresh the page, you could see that there is no bottom border and the eye looks strange, right? So the borders are working like this. It will add the border to the top and it will add the border to the bottom. So as they are thick, it will stretch those and they will create the triangle for us, right? So I also wish to rotate this a bit, so it looks a bit meaner. So I will rotate it. As it is left eye, I will rotate it to minus 30 degrees. And if I refresh the page, there it is, right? It will look a bit meaner, right? I will create the same right eye and those eyes will look mean. So I will copy entire code here. I will put the right eye here. Position should not come from left side, but from the right side. Also, the borders should be the same, but the right eye should have this rotate to minus 30, but we will also rotate epsilon here to 180 degrees. Sorry, should say here right eye. There it is, right? So why the rotate like this? Put the code like this. You could see it. It will look like that, right? If I remove this part of the code, add just the rotate minus 30, it will rotate it in the same direction, right, as this left eye. But we wish to turn this around. So I will put my code to rotate also 180 degrees to put it around. There it is, right? So now for the nose, I will add that segment here. Nose. For it, obviously, the nose is similar to our eyes, but have some smaller borders. So I will put the top, it will to 50%, left also to 50%, and width to 0, as also as a height to 0, similar to the eyes, right? I will copy these borders here, but borders should not be this much thick. It will be 10, well, 32 and 20, let's say 8. So if I refresh the page, there it is, our nose, but it looks totally offset here. So I will put the transform. First of all, let's put it a bit to the center. So I will translate X. I won't translate it by minus 50. I will translate it to minus 30%, and I will translate epsilon to minus 45%. So yeah, it's moved here. Also, now I will put the rotation here. So I will rotate it by 25 degrees. There it is. And as I also should rotate it, this corner to be to the top, I will rotate Z here to 180 degrees. There it is. Okay, now to mouth. Mouth, we have two segments for the mouth. So mouth left side and mouth right. So I will grab my mouth left, and you will soon know why there is a left and right side of the mouth. So position of the mouth should be absolute, obviously, as it is on the bottom. I will move from bottom to 20 pixel. Left side will be moved to 80 pixel from left side. Then width of that segment, that part of the mouth, will be 70 pixel, and height we will create it to be 30 pixel. We won't use the background color, we will also use the border to 12 pixel, and there it is, right? You could see that's the bottom side of the mouth, the left side of the mouth. If I put border radius to it, border radius, and I put it to be like 0, 0, 0 and 100%. At that right bottom corner it will put the circle totally around it. So if I refresh the page, there it is, right? So now to the right side, I will copy this here, mount right, also class should be right. The left side, we are not working with the left side, we are working with the right side here. Width height is the same, and for here we will move this to be the bottom right side of the mount, so it will take the circle around here. If I refresh the page, there it is, right? We have the whole circle around the mount. Well, we created the mount, right? So now we will move to the teeth. We will create 3 of those, but we will use just one class, the teeth. We will use also before and after elements on it. So teeth. So for it, I will position that absolute. It will come from the bottom to 25 pixel, and the left side should be 140 pixel. So it will almost come to the half of the pumpkin, right? The width of that teeth should be 6 pixel and height 5. So now for that teeth, I will create that teeth similar to our eyes and the nose. So I will create it by borders. So like this. The border are a little bit smaller, so they will create a smaller triangle here, right? So for I will create a similar thing for the before and after elements here. So let me copy this here. I will use teeth before. So now position should be absolute, as it is. I will also move it to from this teeth. I will move it 8 pixels from this side to here. So so there will be the right side. From right side, I will move it to 38 pixel. The top also I will move it a bit to the top to -12. And as it is before element, it should have content. I will put empty content. Also, I will remove width and height. Well, I will left those there, but I will put those to 0. Then the borders should be a bit different, like 10, let's say 6 and 12. And I will, let me first see what I have from here. And let's move total here. Well, there was a problem, yeah, with the top side. I put it to -120, not -12. So there it is. And I will also put rotation here for that teeth. I will put transform, rotate 30 degrees. So now there it is. Also I will create one on the right side. Let me copy this here. It will be after element. There is a position absolute. It is not moved from the right, but from the left side to 20 pixels, let's say. -10 for this one. Content will be similar, but border, yeah, we will create. I will left the same border here, and yeah, transform also could be the same. So there it is, right? So now that our pumpkin is finished, I will also create this box shadow to pulse basically. So for that, I will need keyframes to create the animation. So animation, that will be keyframes. I will call it pulse, and we will have the 3 segments off of it. For 0, when it is not visible, I will put the box shadow, as we are working with the shadow, to be 25 pixels here, right? It is the same shadow as we have a main shadow here for the pumpkin, as we will animate this content, the main wrapper of our pumpkin. Then I will have also one for the 70%, when it comes to the 70% of the animation, and at that point it will be the full animation to 40 pixel. As you remember, by default here that we set it was 40, and when it comes also to the full animation, like 100, I will put that to 25. So now to use this animation, this keyframes pulse animation, in 3 steps, I will use animation here. I should first put the name for my animation, pulse. Then I will put it to duration of that animation should be 1.5 seconds, and it will be infinite. So it won't just be once or twice, it will be always like infinite loop. So if I refresh the page, you can see it, right? There it is, the animation also. So now that we finished the CSS pumpkin, you can see that this code is not like totally useful, but it was definitely fun to create. So if you like this video, please click like and be sure to be subscribed to the channel, as there will be much more content in the future. Thank you and see you in the next one.